Peace, divine, blissful day. It's Tamara with Goddesses Ascending. I hope everybody is having a glorious Friday, Venus day, full of love energy. Today has definitely been a silence day for me, which is great. It's always well needed, especially when I need to do visualization work. Visualization is the topic that I want to talk about today, and it is seeing is believing, is what it's going to be about. Um, in this life, we are creators of visualization. Everything that we see in our cipher at this moment is a thought that we pondered on, whether it was yesterday, whether it was weeks ago, months ago, years ago. Everything is manifesting itself right in front of our eyes. So you can definitely consider yourself a magician. You have created and pretty much waved your wand and created magic within your life. Visualization is pretty much mental work and action through non-physical, if you want to put it that way, response. So even though you are visualizing through your thoughts and just visualizing the things that you would like to manifest within your life, it's still an action, even though physically you're not out there doing it and, putting your hands and touching certain types of things. Which is always a benefit as well. But the most powerful thing that you can do whenever it is that you want to manifest something within your life is obviously visualize. Visualization and knowing that you're already there is truly the power of creating what it is that you desire in your life. So right now, if you sit back, like for me, if you look, and actually I will go ahead and turn my computer so you guys can see. What I usually do is I sit back and I will focus on every area of where I'm at in my dwelling place. And I will look at everything around me and know that all of this that you see here were things that attracted to me, that I attracted to myself. It's a representation of who I am. When I came out here from California about 2.5 years ago, I had absolutely nothing, so-called nothing. I had a van full of clothes, and that was it. Didn't know where I was going to stay, didn't know what I was going to be getting myself into. I had no idea. But the power of this life is being able to, first of all, travel. Travel is the number one thing that we can do, and we sit back and say that we can't do this and we can't do that, which is going to obviously be your reality. But the number one thing that you can do in this life is travel, because when you travel, you expand. You have no choice but to expand. When you get comfortable in a house and you have a mortgage and you have to be in there for 3 years, whatever the case may be, that's never really been part of my reality, and I don't think it ever will be, because I'm a traveler, I'm a gypsy. I love to be in different places, I love to experience different things because I feel free when I'm able to do that. So me coming here from California, now don't get me wrong, I love Cali, miss it, love it, miss the energy there. But as I said, I've experienced that, and now I'm experiencing a new type of energy here in Atlanta, Georgia. And so like I said, back to what I was saying, when I came here, I had only bags and stayed at an extended stay and had absolutely nothing. According to the exterior that people would see, I had nothing. But as I sit here and now I look at the house that I have, things that are in here, all of these things I created and manifested for myself. This was not something that was done from somebody else. These are not things that were given unto me by anybody else. These were things that I had manifested. And so when I sit back, and at times I will go through my stages of thinking, this is it, this is all I have, but this is powerful. Everywhere that you sit, and everywhere, even within your car, if you're around certain types of people that have divine energy, if you are in your home and you see it as your dwelling place, I mean, this is my sacred space here. I look at it and I'm just like, these are the things that I created. you know what I'm saying, through visualization. And they're only going to get bigger and bigger and bigger, because now I'm able to know the power behind it and I can use it. Because what I knew 2 3 years ago when I came out here, I've definitely expanded, you know, in my ascension and in my evolvement. So things have definitely changed and will continue to change, you know. But as I said, we create our partners, we create our managers, we create our jobs, we create the car that we drive, we create our homes, we create everything. It's never anybody else's fault. And I have to constantly be reminding myself of this, of who I am. You know, just recently got into a, argument and of somebody that I love dearly, and it's because that ego stepped in, and I had to sit back and evaluate myself and be like, okay, what are you creating from this? The things that are being spoken out of your mouth, the things that are being expressed out of my mouth, what is it that I'm creating? I'm creating my tomorrow. So it's very, very crucial that we sit back and observe the creation that we do through our senses. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, I have certain types of incense burning, certain types of oils burning in my home because it makes me feel some type of way. And so every action that I do, is definitely creating my tomorrow. It's creating my now, and it's also creating my tomorrow. So, there are moments when we have to sit back and, evaluate what it is that we're doing. For me, I want to travel. I want to travel. I want to live in, in a tropical place, because that's where I feel comfortable. That's where I feel at home. I mean, home is no matter, I mean, this land is ours, period. This is our home. But there are certain types of elements that we get ourselves into exteriorly that are going to be a reflection of us, which make us comfortable. So, I have to sit back and be like, okay, this is what I created at the here and now. So what is it that you want to create for tomorrow? I want to create loving people that surround me. I want to be in a loving relationship that surrounds me. I want to live in a sacred space that represents me in a loving and, comforting way. I want to be able to travel. And the most powerful thing that you can do is know that you are already there. You already have it. It's just now putting it into your thoughts and staying there with the projection of it, so that the subconscious mind can connect to it, and then obviously make it into your reality. So just consider it as a ball of energy. You speak into it whatever it is that you want, you throw it out into the universe, and obviously it's going to ricochet back towards you. So, it's definitely a powerful thing when we can overstand and understand the powers that we have. And lately, I have been called insane. I have been called bipolar, because people are not, or certain beings are not used to change. And for me, I'm changing every single day. And I feel that the more that I embrace myself and that I begin to love myself internally, the more changes externally, and the more that I'm going to be expressing, because I'm purging. And call it bipolar, call me insane, call it whatever it is that you want to label it as. I'm going through my journey just as much as anybody else is going through their journey. And we're going to be constantly changing and constantly evolving. So I always say, if you try to judge me off of who I was yesterday, and now because I've learned something new or experienced something that is expressing, that I'm expressing now outwardly today, you're always going to be disappointed. So, and then just knowing also that this is a reflection of myself. I have to sit back, and I'm not really fighting against the being that's in front of me, but I'm also fighting myself. So with certain types of fears, because obviously your reality are, a caption of everything. It's a caption of your thoughts. And I was just speaking to a divine being yesterday on the phone, and him and I had a conversation about, a situation that he was going through, and how, I had mentioned that this is your reflection. This is you. We are a collective. Our reality is a collective of our fears that we try to suppress. Our happiness, our tears, our experiences, every single person that comes into our lives, and the beings that come into our lives, are our soulmates. And we don't just have one soulmate. Our soulmates could be friends, family, children. All of them are our soulmates. And they're our soulmates because they're a representation of us. They're our mirrors. And it's a part of you that you have chosen to experience through them. And so, that's part of, your visualization as well. You can visualize loving relationships. For me, my thing right now is visualizing, that divine relationship of getting up in the morning and being caressed, or me caressing him, and giving that first kiss in the morning, and being able to travel, being able to open up a certain type of business where, we're a power team, where we're able to go out and heal people on a lot of levels. When you have that yin and yang Shiva Shakti energy, on the exterior, it's a representation of also the internal that's going on. And then there's an, weaving of divine energy and divine bliss. And when the universe feels that, you are able to be a power couple, because it wants to be able to give you all that you need in abundance to be able to serve other beings out there, because that's what they need. They need that healing. So I have to constantly get rid of the old habits of visualizing myself and the insecurities, the anger, all the things that I used to be. I mean, it's still a part of me, but it's a matter of controlling and which side of, the frequency I want to be on, whether I want to be on the low frequency of it or the high frequency of it. I have a choice. So, it's definitely important. A loving relationship, is part of our visualization process as well. A lot of the things that I experience in my relationship are things that I have pondered on, or things that I have thought of, and we create that within ourselves. So if you want a loving relationship, visualize a loving relationship and be specific. Be specific of the things that you want to see. Use the I am within that as well. Use your affirmations every time you get up. Visualize the type of loving relationship that you want to, have. And I have to bring that topic up with relationships, because I can almost guarantee that 100% of us are always looking for relationships, or always seeking that divine relationship. And the only reason why we focus on wanting to be single, or focusing on, we always do better by ourselves, is because we don't want to have to deal with exposing ourselves through someone else. People will bring things out of us. Other beings will bring certain types of things to the surface, which is healthy. You need that in order to purge and in order to release. You need to have someone in your life that is going to, show you who you are. Like I said, this your mirror. So every time that you, like for me, I have the habit of, okay, I'm big on just, this is not going to work, I'm ready to walk away. Like, I'm huge on that, because I don't need any stress, I don't need any energy. But really what I'm saying is, I don't want to deal with myself. I don't want to deal with that aspect part of myself. I only want to deal with the silence and the loving part of it and the peace of it. But as I said earlier today, there has to be earthquakes in order for things to be realigned. Someone recently put a quote that when you look at a seed, it has to break open. It has to release itself from its shell in order to prosper into a beautiful tree. So there has to be some type of shaking within your life in order for, you to ascend on certain levels. And, it's a divine experience. Everything that, we're going through right now is a reality and also an illusion. And I know it's contradicting, but it's true. It's our reality because we chose it to be. But at the same time, these are things that we can't get ourselves attached to, because we're just here to experience. So it's an illusion and it's also a reality. So I just wanted to expound on visualization today. And if anybody is, having certain types of, issues with trying to visualize and get yourself there, you guys know where to contact me. This is part of what I do. I do guided meditation. I'm also into massage therapy, starting into Reiki as well. So it's, I always say that this life is so powerful, and I am humbly grateful for the expansion that I have encountered, lately. And I will continue to strive for that. And I always say I'm learning every single day. Every single day I'm learning a new piece of myself. I'm seeing a part of myself, and it's important that we embrace those things, embrace all of it, because we're really only here to experience ourselves, and to go around and taking everything so seriously, as if it's a dying matter. You have plenty of time. This is not your only lifetime. You have plenty of time, so be gentle with yourselves. And like I said, if there is anything, that you want to experience in this life, such as traveling, loving relationships, a better job, opening up your own business, the power of it is visualizing yourself already in it. And just remember that, feel it, touch it, be in it. I always say, if there's a certain type of house that you may want, go over there, see if you can try to get yourself in, see yourself already in it, what bedrooms you have, the colors that are in it. Your senses are powerful. That's what our senses are for. Our senses are for creation and part of the visualization process. So you want to use them, as well. But anyways, that is my speech for today. And like I said, I hope everybody is having a blissful Venus day. I know I am. It's been very quiet. Just feel refreshed and just ready to expand. And so you know where you guys can find me. I can be on, actually I am on Facebook at goddessesascending.com, and also on Instagram at goddessesascending.com, my website at goddessesascending.com. And I love you guys, appreciate the support, and just know that I'm also here to support you in every way, shape, and form. Namaste.